out some Enchantress play here.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Enchantress has been so strong. Timbersaw banned first, followed by Alchemist, and the real question is, do you keep up the same kind of draft for Pretty Boy Swag? Do you go for something different? I guess it depends on what the bans are going to be here with the first couple. Swag and Tiger, they had that 2-0 advantage. They are now, I guess, the momentum has swung Pretty Boy Swag's way, and it really just comes down to this one game to decide all of it, to decide who wins, of course, the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season number 2, and it's a pretty hype match so far, I gotta say. A lot of interesting plays coming from both sides, so we'll see what happens as we roll on here into the draft. The reserve time's already being used. Timbersaw Alchemist, like we talked about, but maybe an Enchantress ban coming out from the Swag and Tiger, but that leaves other options available and ready.
Or they can pick it. I mean, they like to play it too. Ned is pretty capable on that hero. Their win rate, they've got 2 games under the belt on Join Dota, and they're both wins with Chen, so they do like those, dominating neutral creep heroes that can be used to push down. But I think Enchantress, especially in this current patch, is where it's at. She's a little more flexible. She can go in your own jungle. She can aggro, even jungling aggressively, and also rotate around with 2 creep early on. It's just really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've shown it to great effect, the Enchantress play, but the thing the thing I was thinking about is that there was such a good switch at the third game when Ryu and MSS switched roles, and MSS went mid and Ryu went mid and Ryu went into that farming position, and well, there's that ban like we talked about, but that means that Pretty Boy Swag pick up the Nature's Prophet, but there the Dragon Knight coming out and the Bane for Swag and Tiger, so we're trading heroes a little bit. The DK and Bane get picked up with the Nature's Prophet for Pretty Boy Swag, and that's nice enough, but you need maybe more than just the Nature's Prophet. I like Dragon Knight and Bane early on here. Good stuff.
Well, I like the Nature's Prophet because that's a hero that Cakes does love. It's the hero that he did defeat Speed Gaming plus 2 stand-ins with in a very baller fashion. That was a fun game to watch. So this hero gonna be in good hands here. But Dragon Knight is one of those heroes, one of those 3 heroes that's really still keeping with the Shadowblade build despite some of its nerfs going into 6.79. So Dragon Knight does well in the mid lane, gets the Shadowblade, could be looking at Nature's Prophet getting picked off quite a few times.
Yeah, that's the thing, and Nature's Prophet's going to have to be elusive to say the least, I think, in this matchup, and we will see if that does happen. Nature's Prophet, if he does go down, he can always get back into it and start farming again, obviously, and split pushing, but for now, the big pickup.
Alt on cooldown,
True,
catch up.
That's also an important factor of him. Rubik is going to get picked up next for the Pretty Boy Swag team, and not bad, especially against a Bane. Easy to steal Fiend's Grip, really good there. Also, Dragon Tail's a pretty big pickup as well. I don't know how that interaction works, though. I think Dragon Tail, the range stays with the regular, because you don't have Elder Dragon form, so.
Yeah, I think if you steal it, then you get the melee range, not the extended range that the Dragon now gets.
So, but you can still telekinesis in a Dragon Tail, which is always nice, too. Elder Dragon form's a really good spell to
That makes up for it.
Yeah. Then there's a couple other bans, the Bristleback, the Visage, and the Invoker on the other side, and one more to go for Swag and Tiger.
No Mirana ban, though, and I expect when Bane's picked, I mean, Mirana's going to get picked up or banned out, so Swag and Tiger has the option, and that arrow is also very good against Nature's Prophet. Anytime you see that sprout, Nature's Prophet, likely inside of it trying to TP out, so just shoot the arrow, and it's pretty much lined up for you. Or just catch him off lane when he's farming or pushing with the Sacred Arrow.
The thing is, though, Rubik can steal a lot of the spells from Ron and still be very effective. You steal Arrow, you're going to hit some arrows, probably. They go for the
no animation either.
They go for the Clockwork instead, and this is another hero that actually does combine well with the Priestess of the Moon, the Mirana, so I'm not sure if they're going to pick it up next. Pretty Boy Swag can pick it, but I'm not sure if they will. They don't really have much to set. Well, they do have Rubik. I think Mirana actually works really well.
All you need is us done and Rubik with the instant lift, so, I mean, it would work out.
Yeah, I actually really want them to pick that now because they did so well with it in the last game. They have the Nature's Prophet, obviously, to go off lane. They have the Rubik to be effective in lifting up heroes like you talked about. And then they could go whatever they want for mid lane for of course, MSS, who played an extraordinarily good Shadow Fiend. And that might be what he goes for again here. But there's still a lot of time for them to decide that. Actually, there's only 20 seconds left of reserve time, so not that much time, surprisingly enough.
I really like the heroes that can push out the lane against the DK. I mean, Death Prophet does okay. But they already played her once. I mean, doesn't really have a stun. People could just run away. They pick up the Crystal Maiden, so another strong support to line up that arrow with. But also putting Pugna versus the DK isn't a bad idea. Pushes way harder than DK ever will, so likely not going to lose your mid tower. But Pugna also isn't going to really roam and get too much done around the map unless he's moving with the entire team to push down towers.
But Pugna Nature's Prophet is just so hard to play up against, I think, especially when you have Rubik and Crystal Main, two strong supports to couple up with that, like with a Frostbite Telekinesis into a Pugna Nether Blast. It's disgusting amount of damage. And even though they have a Venomancer, which is great with Venomous Gale and Plague Wards, I still feel like Swag and Tiger might be not the best equipped to deal with something like a Pugna here. There's 8 seconds left in reserve time right now. Pretty Boy Swagger taking their sweet time, thinking about exactly what to pick. Is it going to be that Mirana? Is it going to be that Pugna? I've got a feeling that they won't go either. They go for the Gyrocopter instead, and I don't like that. I don't really like that very much.
Well, I mean, they're going to keep it safe. Safe lane Triangle with the Gyro, Crystal Maid, and Rubik. Those two heroes, they want to be in the defensive lane because they can jungle. They can be off the map the entire time, hit level 2, start ganking the lanes. And then you've got Cakes, a well-renowned Nature's Prophet player. Nature's Prophet is still very strong in the off lane, so it's sort of why aggressive tri-lane if you can just put your Nature's Prophet up in the off lane, because he's not going to do all that well versus Clockwork 1v1.
Right. That's a good point, too. He'll probably go for boots first as well. I mean, that's what most Nature's Prophet do anyway, so. The Gyrocopter, though, that's pretty, yeah, I don't know. This could be devastating, actually, for Pretty Boy Swag if they can get it done. Like, if you aggro tri-lane against that, which Swag and Tiger have done, they've done that every game, you're going to die, I feel like. Gyrocopter, Crystal Maid, Rubik, that's very punishing. So, they go for Spectre, though. Interestingly enough, that's an exciting hero to watch, and a hero that has kind of seen a little bit of a pickup in terms of play, and does real well. I mean, can farm, can haunt in, and just be kind of all over the place in the map, which is really nice. And if you're getting ganked, haunt as well is pretty effective in maneuvering yourself. So I think Spectre's a nice little pickup coming up from Swag and Tiger. So we'll see if they can use that hero to their effectiveness to grab a couple of kills to get farm and to then, of course, carry the game into late stages. So they have that. They have a little bit of everything. They have early game potential with Dragon Knight. They've got Clockwork, and there's the MSS Shadow Fiend coming out from Pretty Boy Swag. So they don't pull any punches. They know exactly what they're going for. A really good all-around lineup for both sides. This is going to be a big battle, I feel like. No one team should lead the way here in the early stages of the game unless some mistakes are made.
Yeah, well, it's Dota. Mistakes are made. But I like the early game chances of Swag a little bit better with those strong supports that rotate around. But when it comes to the late game, Dragon Knight, I mean, a safe pick, gets to level 16, becomes very powerful. Spectre as well, one of the best late game carries. But they still have got to watch out for the split push of Nature's Prophet. And when a Nature's Prophet's involved in the late game, I just never want to get there.
Yeah, and we saw what could happen with Swag and Tiger picking up the Nature's Prophet in that first game and how farmed he got. I believe it was Tavo playing him. It can get pretty disgusting. So we are going to jump into game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Dota 2 Canada Cup. It's Pretty Boy Swag versus Swag and Tiger. For Pretty Boy Swag, we've got MSS on the Shadow Fiend. Mojo Storm stat is there. Cakes is going to be on the Nature's Prophet. We'll have Sheep Sucks, I'm a Sheep Sucks on the Rubik once more. Pandago on the Crystal Maiden. And to round it all out, Ryu Boros will be on the Gyrocopter.
Alright, and over on the Dire, Swag eyeing Tiger out to an early 2-0 lead. They've since fallen to make it evened up here 2-2, but we've got Klotz22. Likes the aggressive carries this time. He's playing that Spectre. That leaves Tavo here in the offlane on the Clockwork, looking to put a better showing on the Clockwork than Cakes did in, I believe it was game 2. Mid lane, Lelouch v. Britannia back on his classic Dragon Knight, so looking for a big performance from him. And the two supports here, 420 on the Venomancer, as well as Ned here on the Bane.
And so we are going to get underway, ladies and gentlemen. First rune down to that bottom rune spot. Rune Watch is going to be, of course, a double damage, and that's going to be a big pickup for whoever really grabs it, and maybe even get a kill on Tavo with that. Especially if you go Frostbite first for Pandago. He is going to pick it up, it looks like, or at least hold it for Sheep Sucks. And we'll see what happens here. Wow.
Wow, that's a good point. Probably due to the lack of carries on the other team, so when it does get to the late game with the Spectre, it's pretty much just winning. That would be my point of view on that beautiful stat there for Monolith.
Yeah. Already great stats, man. MSS.
Denied.
By the way, Charlie, you know you can have little pictures in there. I don't know if you added a picture of Spectre or not, but that's pretty important. And Tavo knows that something's up, is going to back away with that double damage rune, not coming into great effect just yet, but he's got to be careful. He did go for Cogs, which is a smart pickup, obviously, for any offlane Clockwork player. Up at the top lane, I believe Cakes went boots first, and he did. Good to know. Good to know, Charlie. I saw your tweets about that, but That's enough of that. In the mid lane, MSS versus Lelouch here. Already you can see the last hits going pretty even right now. And actually, Lelouch taking a lot of harass coming up from MSS. He wants to try to dominate this mid matchup and show who's boss here. And especially against a melee here, that should be pretty easy, other than the Breathe Fire you have to deal with, which is still only level 1 right now. Nature's Prophet had to go back home. Looks like he was getting ganked. Actually took a Venomous Gale and a Spectral Dagger, but no messing of the First Blood just yet, thankfully. Almost was in trouble there.
That happens. I mean, I almost think Cakes, he's not going to be able to get a lot done up there. He may just want to go into the jungle. He's not going to be disrupting Spectre's farm very much at all. And when the creep wave does get to the tower, and, just to get the quicker XP, he can, of course, be careful about it, but then TP to the top lane, suck that XP, run back to the jungle and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And we saw that a lot, too. We saw that a lot in, like, 6.78. That was what a lot of Nature's Prophet did. They made sure that they got the farm in the jungle, and they just soaked up experience when they needed to in the top lane. They'll start it on the top lane if necessary, and this is actually smart from him, just to harass Klotz and push him back off the wave. They are pinging on him right now, so Cakes does have to be careful. He has those boots, as you can clearly see. There's no boots on any of the supports just yet, so Cakes does have a bit of an advantage here, as long as he has vision with his treants. There is this nice little Dire Ward, but no Radiant Ward in the jungle as of yet, and they may have counter-warded it, or they just put it bottom, which is more likely. And Tabo is doing the same thing down at the bottom lane. He only has one last hit, so actually is a little bit behind in comparison to what Cakes has, but that can obviously change, and it's really all about getting experience for Tabo more than anything else.
Yeah, and this game's going to be hinging pretty big on both of these offlaners. Tavo is going to want to have Cakes' number the entire game, and actually Cakes up top gets nightmared here. There's only a Gale, which does no damage over time, but the dagger coming in through the trees, and while the stun's already been used, Cakes just going to peace out. Maybe Spectre could have got one attack in there. I decided to turn around, not thinking they didn't have the damage.
Yeah, and, that's just a nice play from Case, just to know he just got right out of there. He said, okay, I'm not going to die. I'm going to waste their mana. I'm going to TP back or just walk back whenever necessary. He can even go to the jungle like you talked about and may do so. But the farm now going the way the two strong heroes that you think should be farming are MSS, of course, for Pretty Boy Swag down bottom. You can see that Ryu's actually doing a very nice job of getting last hits, and he should be. Spectre's not doing too bad himself. Klotz sitting at 13 last hits, and some denies as well. He actually went for a Quelling Blade just to make sure he got last hits and didn't miss any of them. So pretty good stuff for him right now. But the big story is, how effective is Dragon Knight going to be when he's level 6, I feel like, because that's going to be the turning point. MSS still has to farm a bit before he can be aggressive. Same with Ryu, but with Lelouch, it's kind of an early game hero, so maybe they can be aggressive, especially with Haunt coming through from the Spectre if they get in a team fight.
With me.
Yeah, and then, the Dragon form going to put him in that ranged hero mode. So if Clockwork, also level 6, a little after the Dragonite, starts rotating around, helping the Dragonite maybe pick up some kills. But top lane, Cakes, TPs, what did he do?
No, Cakes, that was such a bad play. He actually got the kill with his treants. What a player. Cakes still in trouble, though. Right click, one more brain sap will do the job, but it's worth it with First Blood going his way.
I was like, he TP'd from in the jungle here to right into the lane, I guess, to maybe get the last hit on 420's Venomancer, but it looks like, I didn't notice it, but the treants, you said, taking him out there.
It must have been, because his right click wasn't there, so...
Yeah, it definitely wasn't that. Pesky treants.
Well played from Cakes, I gotta say, and he's already back up to the lane, so no real experience lost. He's actually sitting at level 4, close to level 5. Klotz is taking a lot of right click from, of course, Cakes, who's doing some damage. He'll probably get phase boot soon, and then he could be really aggressive and be really effective. And this lane is not working out up top for Swag Tiger, so already Pretty Boy Swag seemed to have a decent bit of a lead here, and with this huge stack for MSS, oh boy, is he going to be happy after this one. He's actually going to stack it again.
Has he been doing that himself? I mean, I see the Crystal Maiden illusion, so I guess it must have been that. I don't think that even blocks it, but just going to be extra safe about it, as that's a big stack. Stacked up 4 times there.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of money here. The raises are, oh my god,
just
that money.
Net worth here. Started about 2,000, maybe even 1,800. Going to be probably hitting 3K, possibly over that.
Yeah, and he's just pretty happy with it. So he'll continue to farm that stack there, as you can clearly see. Cakes up at the top lane. No real threat of him dying, and down bottom farming is Ryu with actually going for an early Helm of the Dominator. And he just went Brown Boots Helm of the Dom or Helm of Iron Will, it looks like, for whatever reason, but not that I mind. The DK sitting on 21 last hits. Lelouch is also sitting on level 6. He does have Elder Dragon form. Now is going to be the time for Lelouch to be aggressive against MSS, and MSS has to be careful about this time. You can see, actually, there's going to be the Dragon Tail. Breathe Fire might come. The right click is there. MSS in trouble. TP coming through. He's going to try to juke. He will get out of there. TP's coming in. Telekinesis Sprout. Actually walks right into the Sprout, decides to eat it with a Tango. Can they get enough damage here? He's pretty speedy. No telekinesis. Now cutting on the backside is Pandago. The body blocks from Pandago. He's got Frostbite now. He's going to use it. Malouch, he's going to go down, but he gets Pandago. No, he might not go down. Oh, he's going to get a regen rune. This is horrible for Pretty Boy Swag. Tavo now in trouble there. Regen gets canceled. Actually gets bottled and used. Cakes in trouble. Flare goes as well. There's going to be the haunt. They've taken 2. They might take 3. Sheep in trouble as well. It's gone horribly for Pretty Boy Swag. What a turnaround. The Louch getting some help with the rest of his team joining in, and then Klotz with the haunt. Nice play there to make sure they pick up some kills.
Yeah, that got pretty awkward pretty fast. The MSS was really low in the mid lane, and he didn't want to commit to the fight because he knows, we saw Crystal Maiden go down to that breathe fire. MSS was being weary of that in the mid lane. Instead, they let the Dragonite run. He extends the play. He gets lucky enough to find a regen, and then they turn it around. They got 3 kills in that engagement. Spectre even haunting him with their phase boots. Going to pick up a kill on that and 2 assists.
Yep, so just like that. Maybe not the best engagement for Pretty Boy Swag, but still a very good engagement for Swag and Tiger. That actually helps them out a lot because they were down a bit before that. They get a little bit of a respite with 1,000 gold deficit right now, but that's not bad. It's not as bad as it was before anyway, which was about almost 2,000. So, you know, they get back into it a little bit with that pickup, and that's the Elder Dragon form coming into play. And I asked you, and I mentioned, how effective is that Elder Dragon form going to be? And it looks like it was very effective, and obviously he was maybe in a bad position, but there was no armor reduction. He was too tanky to survive or to go down there, and so MSS. Yeah.
If they want to get anything done early on the side of Swag on Tiger, it's going to have to be before Gyrocopter gets his first even small damage item, and then MSS. Well, right now, in 1 or 2 more levels, he's going to start picking up Presence of the Dark Lord, and the game is only going to get that much harder for him, because DK right now, he's got 12 armor, but soon, in a couple more levels, he's only going to have, I guess, 6 plus whatever else he gains because of the armor reduction from Dark Lord. But Cake's in the top lane.
Tavo's actually getting ganked.
Trouble.
Tavo will fall down to Rubik getting the kill. Cakes is actually getting Spectral Dagger in top lane, but he's fine. So a nice rotation to grab the kill on the Clockwork. That gives Sheep a little bit more golden experience, and pretty much everybody around here as well. He has to maybe go home. Man. Yeah.
Bottom
actually,
Tavo went down the bot lane. We saw Cakes get picked off there up top as well.
Yeah, I thought he was alive not too long ago. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, Desolate right now, hitting for bonus 65 damage when they force Cakes to run away from any allied units. So it's a lot at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what you got to be careful of, is just being alone in that top lane. So now actually, the Louch is trying to keep pushing here, and he's got his Elder Dragon form. No TP's coming just yet. There's a TP coming in from the Nature's Prophet. Cakes is just going to try to farm the jungle now. He's seen this before, and he wants to get to his Midas, and I don't blame him. Louch trying to push down this tier 2 tower, doing a nice job of it with his Elder Dragon form. Breathe Fire pushing it back as well, MSS. He's just farming away. He's just trying to get to his BKB. He's actually getting close with a lot of gold in the bank, as well as the Ogre Club already on him right now. And if he gets like maybe a 12-minute BKB, which is maybe not his timing, but like 13 or 14-minute BKB, then it's going to be really nice. Like, that would be a huge pickup for him.
Yeah, definitely. And look how effective the supports have been with stacking up MSS's jungle. Even with all the kills that DK lived through, 1 kill, 2 assists that he was around for, MSS wasn't really there and or died, but he's a full level ahead because of that. And looking at the CS, 73 to 41 because of those ancient stacks. And even in the net worth, it's a full 1,000 gold ahead for MSS's Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, so they have a lead now. They've got to continue to say, what can we do to help MSS out? What can we do to keep pressuring? And
there you go.
Yeah, Pandago maybe in some trouble. Call down's going to go. Pandago's low. There's the haunt, and Tavo grabs the kill nicely. TP was actually canceled from Cakes. He is here now. It looks like sprouting on Tavo. The haunt was used. Ned's here as well. Cakes in trouble. He'll fall. They're rotating very effectively to grab these kills for Swag and Tiger, and they do just that. So nice rotations come through, and Swag and Tiger have now 7 kills to the 2 of Pretty Boy Swag, and it's not as bad as it looks, but those pickups, I think, are really nice for Swag and Tiger.
Yeah, there's still, you know, the heroes that you mentioned earlier that need the farm and want the farm are getting it. 77 for MSS, 62 for Ryu Boris' Gyrocopter. But the kills, I mean, if it continues like this, it's going to get a little scary. We'll see as soon as the Gyrocopter and the Shadow Fiend decide to actually join up, it should turn things around the other way. But if we look at Spectre with the Ring of Health, actually mid lane,
MSS in a lot of trouble. Gets hooked up. Ray's not going there. He can't get out of the cogs right now. Dragon Tail's going to go as well. They're having their way with everyone on the map. Nature's Wrath pushes them back, does some damage, but not enough to do any kills. And because of this now, that's MSS behind a little bit more. That he really couldn't afford that death, and going down actually loses a lot of stacks too. So The goal that he had, maybe going towards BKB, is going to get a little bit slower there. We talked about being 13, 14 minutes. It still might be that time, but it's still going to be a tough game, I feel like, for Pretty Boy Swag, as they're down 2-8, but they have those carries that can carry this to the late game. They have a huge stack, well, not huge, but a pretty big stack at the Ancient Camp right now, which Marie's probably going to take here in a moment.
Yeah, definitely what it's going for. They've been very good at stacking, which is the saving grace right now. Cakes was doing well in the offlane, but he's since made a couple questionable TPs and then traded a few kills, which were worth it at the time. But he's 1-4 right now when they trail by 6, so he has half of the deaths at the moment, and it's 11.5 minutes. Still no Midas.
Yeah, this Midas is going to be very late if he goes for it at all, and he should, I think, so.
Already got the Gloves of Haste, so you got to expect it. I mean, even up to 15 minutes, I think the Midas is going to be worth it on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, he's going to be out of commission for a while, and he's not going to be doing that much in terms of team fights. I mean, he has no phase boots, and I would have preferred to see phase boots earlier on, because when he TPs in like that, to be aggressive, I feel like he does more damage that way and actually helps out more. You don't necessarily need to get the Midas, and it probably would have actually gotten there quicker had he had phase boots and gotten a couple kills or something, but obviously, hindsight's 20/20. Vanguard's done for the Spectre, and that is really where it becomes annoying, because Spectre now is going to be tough to kill.
I don't think that's worth it at all.
The Vanguard?
The Vanguard starts dropping off when people are hitting over like 80 or even like 100. It becomes not as cost effective, and we already see Gyro here hitting for, you know, like 120 at the moment, and then Shadow Fiend. I mean, granted he has a DD, he's hitting for like 210 right now, and then the armor reduction on top of that. I don't know if that's the best. With Dispersion, I guess, it's a little different. It's a pretty good spell there, with the damage being reflected. Definitely tanks up the Spectre with a fair amount of burst damage, but I don't know.
Well,
I really just love the Radiance. And you don't even have to go to the fight.
420 might be the first to go down here. Fiend's Grip on Sheep, though. You can see Cakes TP's out. Sheep's still in trouble. They're going to lose Pandago and Sheep. He actually gets Fiend's Grip, but now the cogs with the right click is going to go double kill for the Spectre. Now he's finding farm on that hero. No help coming in from MSS. Even with a double damage rune, he can't fight up against that Dragon Knight, or he doesn't want to. And down bottom, Ryu's still not ready to fight just yet, it looks like.
Wow, this early game is going a lot worse from Swag than I expected. I thought this Rubik and Crystal Maiden would be able to kill the Clockwork. It's a good hero to have, that Rubik, because you can just lift the Clockwork over his own cogs and then throw him into your Gyro with the Rocket Barrage. But Tavo played very defensively down there. They couldn't get anything done. Ganking the DK isn't all that easy. It's pretty tanky. They maybe could have tried to do that a little bit more, and then maybe even smoked and went up top. I mean, Cakes killed a couple people, you know, 1-on-2, 1-on-3, so I don't know. It's not over yet, obviously, at 13 minutes with the Nature's Prophet, but it's looking kind of grim. I don't know.
Hook shot in. That was maybe not the best play from Tabo. He's lucky there isn't any other follow-up coming in. Actually, there's a Frostbite here. He's going to cog up right now. That doesn't matter. He's going to fall. Now there's a Sprout. They want to keep going here. Ned maybe in some trouble right now. Can they get anything else? The Crystal Nova. No mana for Freezing Field. The Brain Sap going. Nightmare is hitting up as well. MSS needs to get in and try to fight this. Dragon Tail may be ready. He actually uses it on the right target. Fiend's Grip. No, it got canceled. Why? Why did it get canceled?
I don't know why it got canceled.
Loud still in trouble. The Raze hits up and MSS grabs the kill. They turn it around. Pretty Boy Swag. 5-10 is the score right now. They might even look for a tier 1 tower on the back end of this.
These stacks are the moneymaker. Right when I was saying it was looking grim, it's not even that bad. They were only 1,000. They're actually 1,000 gold ahead, and it was 10-3 because of how efficient they've been stacking. And there they go again, Pandago after the team fight, stacking up the Ancients.
You see that stat?
And there we go. Charlie, preaching about the Spectre. I don't like that Vanguard, apparently for good reason.
Yeah, that's that Vanguard is... I mean, I like the item. It just, when you build it first, like you saw, maybe not the best idea, I guess, because it doesn't really give you the damage, and it doesn't, like... MSS and the rest of the team are going to scale and get more damage as the game goes on. Klotz isn't going to be doing as much damage as he is in fights. He might pick off those supports still, but they're also going to scale and get levels and get tankier, so... We'll see.
And there's still 3 levels here of, I guess, wiggle room where the damage is going to go up, you know, for everybody just because of presence of the Dark Lord. You can still take out 3 more armor in AoE. That's only going to help with the flat cannon from Gyro. Those 2 heroes synergize pretty nicely, not even to mention the AoE slow with Call Down to hopefully set up better Requiem of Souls for MSS. The previous game when he was on Shadow Fiend, he really didn't even utilize that spell at all, to be honest.
No, he didn't, and that's something that is pretty impressive, to say the least, but he does have... MSS is looking strong, so... Cakes with Nature's Wrath. You've got Ryu TPing up. He's actually got level 2 cooldown right now. He, I think, wants to fight. BKB is done.
BKB is done.
Yeah, so 15 minutes. He still hits that timing like I talked about. And he's actually going back home to get it and then TP's up to the top lane. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that. They might want to fight. You've got Sheep smoked up, Sprout up on Klotz, Fiend's Grip, just trying to get him out of there. Crystal Nova called down. Is there enough damage? He might be able to haunt. No, he is going to fall. And then, of course, Fiend's Grip being used by Sheep. Nice steal. Net telekinesis is up. He bought back. He haunted. Freezing Field, Pandego. There's Requiem. Klotz maybe in trouble getting focused down. Raze is going to hit as well. The right click is there. Another Raze. MSS with a snipe. Now taking down the Plague Wars. Sheep getting hit up with the Dragon Tail. MSS wants Tavo. Double kill coming out from the Louch. MSS hit that Raze. Can't get it. Unfortunately, MSS backing off now. Ryu's done there as well. Shadowblade finish up for the DK. That trade, not that good considering Klotz buys back and dies. The dieback, if you will. But now they're chasing Hookshot in from the side. MSS maybe in trouble here. There's the Crystal Nova. MSS is getting low. Raze, he grabs 1 kill. Grenny grab more. Ryu, the flat cannon. He's going to get the Venomancer. The Rocket Barrage. Ryu wants it all. He's getting low. He'll fall. Double kill for Louch. They have to have buybacks, but Louch in the end getting some huge kills and having some huge plays, turning it around for Swag and Tiger. But now the TP from Cakes. The Sprout maybe. Can he do enough right-click damage? I don't think so.
The Shadow Blade just got delivered, so he cannot get the kill. He's actually going to give up his own life, and there's the attack out of Invis to turn it around. Sheep with the lift, and Lelouch on his DK with the triple. It looks so good. The dieback from Spectre, or so bad, really, for the Swag and Tiger squad, but they turn it around and they wipe the entire team. And was that a dieback from Cakes as well? No, he did get out of there, but went back in. Did not see the Shadow Blade get delivered and pretty much suicided at that point.
Yeah, that was not the best engagement from Pretty Boy Swag. They got a couple of kills, but that Dragon form was just too much to deal with for Pretty Boy Swag. The Elder Dragon form becoming very effective. He's actually level 14 now after that entire engagement. This is
dangerous.
A level up ahead of MSS. And all of that talk about MSS getting a ton of farm, it doesn't matter. The Dragonite gets kills. He's right back into it. That BKB, though, was, I think, the biggest deal. That being used was
mediocre. And that's more talking about how well the supports have been stacking up for him. But they've slacked on the rotating a bit. I'm a Sheep really started off the team fight up top with the plays. He stole the Fiend's Grip, used it on the Spectre, then stole the Nightmare to secure another kill. It was nice. But now Tavo down here in the bottom lane, Cake deep in it. But there's the ultimate from the Spectre to maybe turn this around. Tavo should drop here, lift on to the DK, looking to throw him back in the cogs. I'm a Sheep going to be the first to fall. Now with the hook, Tavo extending the play, but finally Shadow Fiend takes him down. Klotz with the Desolate, and then over to the trees in the side shop. Fiend's Grip onto Cakes. Cakes 3 and 7. Lelouch picks up the kill, and he's now unstoppable. And the Shadow Blade comes at a perfect timing to just continue to shut down Nature's Prophet on the split push.
Pretty Boy Swag are just not fighting at the right time right now. They aren't choosing their fights effectively enough. They're trying to gank, and they're getting caught out of position because of it. And they should be waiting for MSS or Ryu to take the play. Speaking of Ryu, he's going to fall up top. A nice gank from Lelouch in 420.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. So
DK kills people bot lane, TP's up top, Venomancer awaits him, they smoke up and they go right for Ryu and get another kill. They're 9 kills ahead now. The graph gold still just only at equilibrium, but the XP 4,000 and climbing in favor of Swag and Tiger.
Yeah, and the problem is right now is that's level 3 Elder Dragon form coming out from the Dragon Knight here. So he's going to be the biggest deal and the biggest hero to keep your eye on him. And I think that his damage is going to be ridiculous in just a couple of moments, especially when he gets that BKB. He's got a Shadow Blade already, and he's going to be tough to kill because of the armor that he's got. And the armor reduction for Shadow Fiend's not even doing enough right now, and it's going to be 6 in a second, but they need more. They need something that does give them that armor reduction, and an AC might be nice, but Hookshot.
I don't know if BKB is even the item. I'm thinking AC next to help out because there's an AoE armor reduction as Sheep unfortunately going down.
Yeah.
But there's a lift and a frostbite, and then they still have another hero to deal with, and that's the Spectre. They're both very, very tanky core heroes that can just take it late. They get better the later this game gets.
Cakes, taking a Nightmare, decides to back off as he got brain stepped. He TP'd in trying to get something going.
Lelouch.
Oh, he's here with the Shadow Blade. He's on the hunt right now. They don't see him. There's the Elder Dragon form. MSS in trouble. Now, Fiend's Grip. MSS about to fall. He will. Looks like he's got a BKB. He's not going to use it. He's going to go down. So is the Crystal Maiden. The Louch is on, of course, a warpath here. They're diving past the Tier 2 tower. Telekinesis. Sheep getting chased down. And Swag and Tiger have turned it around completely.
Yeah, that stat goes back to that point earlier that Shadowblade was still one of the core items. I think there's 3 heroes I heard in a trivia on some stream the other day. It's DK, Nature's Prophet, and one other person. I'm gonna forget that. Still really, really need that Shadowblade.
I guess Slark doesn't need a Shadowblade,
Radiant's
but he
bottom
works well
tower
with it.
has fallen.
It might have been Slark, actually, as the other one.
There's probably one more I'm forgetting about. Maybe Kunkka? No?
Yeah, I think Kunkka a lot of people were suggesting, but I know for sure DK was in there. It's the only item I ever go, otherwise he's boring. But he is going for the BKB. He's actually got it finished right now as they look to engage. Dragon Form runs out. They were trying to steal that stack with Cleave. He just weakens it for Ryu Borus, although he did steal some of the underlings there.
He got a couple of them. And now the gold graph has dipped significantly in favor of Swag and Tiger. They've got a 4,000 gold lead right now. And a BKB done for the DK, and it was hard to kill him before. It's going to be even harder. I mean, he's 10-1-6 right now, and that's really been the problem. Has been the Dragon Knight this entire game, and so there is a BKB done for Ryu. That's great and all, but the damage isn't maybe there yet. And even with the Helm of the Dominator and all that, he's just taking too long to get up and ready to go. MSS is the same story there. He's trying to get to a Helm of the Dominator himself, but as good
I think
as
he's going for that TC build.
Maybe. He might
that
go
Mask
for
of Madness.
If he does, that'd be pretty impressive, but he has to not get caught out of position then.
Radiant's
And you can see they're actually
bottom
going to be this
tower is under
aggressive
attack.
up against the side of Swag and Tiger, and they're going to try to push in, but Swag is ready to go. They're ready to try to fight back. Tavo's here. He's got Hook. He's ready to fight whenever, and actually on the other side of things, Louch is going to go back around, but they see him there. They had a Sentry Ward, and they are backing off right now, and so Louch getting picked, they're getting spotted
Radiant's
out
top tower
a little
is
bit,
under
but
attack.
goes across the other side. TPing up top is going to be the Nature's Prophet. He'll be back in just a moment. It's ready to fight if necessary. But the problem is there's no tier 1 tower has been taken by Pretty Boy Swag at all. They've got no tower gold here. And on the other side of things, I mean, all the outer towers are, all the tier 1 towers are down for Pretty Boy Swag.
Which means it's Rosh time.
Exactly. They're going right into Rosh, it looks like. Have, of course, the Dragon Knight tank it. And proceed to just take a free Aegis. It looks like you can see maybe Ned gonna get caught out of position. He takes the call down. Ryu's trying to fight right now. BKB is gonna go. He can Fiend's Grip if necessary. Flat Cannon. BKB a little early from Ryu, I think. Yeah.
That Spectral Dagger stolen by Rubik almost killed the Bane there.
Bane will survive. Elder Dragon form from Dragon Knight. Spectre ult is gonna go. Ryu in a lot of trouble now. Breathe Fire, the right click, too much damage to deal with. He's gonna fall. They're on the chase now. They're looking for a sheep. And this is gonna be a Rosh on the backside of this. 4-step forward, it looked like. No, TPing back home. Louch is gonna go top and just try to stop the Nature's Prophet from split pushing. And Cakes has done this before, and he'll try to do it again. So
they really just don't want to lose any towers against the Nature's Prophet. They even, probably could have got the Roshan after that, especially with his DD.
Yeah, and well, it doesn't seem to be the case. They're going to back off now.
Radiance.
There's the Radiance. So that's not even a bad time. 23-minute Radiance is pretty good for, having a Vanguard first.
Nice. Hashtag precise stats.
I can think of one team that had that happen to them. Cough, cough, Charlie. He knows what I'm talking about. Right, Charlie? I think you do. Well.
We'll see.
American Dota.
He might be silent on the chat, on the stats chat now.
Maybe. Look it up. American Dota League. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. All right. Ned up in the top lane. Because I am. Sorry, Charlie.
Because he was born in the North American Dota scene, that's why. We all were, I guess.
Cakes up in the top lane, trying to split push this out. Ryu, he's sitting on that BKB, and that death is not going to help him get to any other items soon, so. On the other side of things, though, that Spectre getting that Radiance is really well-timed farm. Obviously, the Dragon Knight we keep talking about. Fiend's Grip, oh boy, Ryu is in some trouble here. The Breathe Fire is going to go. The Dragon Tail might come in, and it will. Ryu is going to fall again. And that's just another pick-off. They keep getting him. Swag and Tiger. Pick-off after pick-off, but here we go. They're going to try to turn this around. MSS Requiem hitting up Ned first. BKB going. Now here comes Tavo. Pandago looking to try to fight. Tavo gets absolutely wrecked. Freezing Field. They're turning it around. Louch may be in trouble. Spectre ult. Radiance is here now. Oh, some damage is going to come through.
Oh.
Venomous Gale. What damage. MSS is going to fall. It's a team wipe. Triple kill for the Radiance Clots. Spectre. Man, did they turn that one around. They call GG. It's over. Swag and Tiger are your victories.
Radiant's top tower is under
My
attack.
goodness.
Everyone clumps to get around the cogs that Tavo put up. The Gale hits everybody. The Radiance comes in, and the Dragon Knight cleave, and those 4 heroes disappeared. And that's the GG. This is the South American upset here. 21,000 people plus betted on D2L with 65% for Pretty Boy Swag.
Some people are going to be very happy about the rares. Some people are going to be very sad. So, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, that is going to be it for us this evening. I'd like to thank Charlie, who of course you can follow at Monolith Dota, for doing our stats this evening. And of course, I'd like to thank my co-caster, Helium. And Helium, any plugs or shout-outs before we head out of here?
I really just want Twitter followers at this point in time. So if you enjoyed the cast, you can follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrella there on the overlays, and make sure to check out Sivo.com for our playoffs that we will be casting on twitch.tv/PlaySivo1.
Yes, guys, thanks for joining us here. Obviously, the Dota 2 Canada Cup has been a pleasure to cast, albeit very short for me, only just 2 games, but I really enjoyed. Charlie posted Swag Nick's Arctic, and that may be true here as we move forward into, of course, the year of 2014. My name is Mont. If you have any comments, concerns, criticisms, feedback, or shoutouts that you'd like to give me, go ahead and do so in chat or at my Twitter account, which is twitter.com/MontDota2. Hopefully we've, brought you some lovely Dota and some lovely casting as well. And we'll just head out of here now. We'll play a couple commercials, but
we should maybe shout out to the viewers. We actually cracked 7K,
Nice.
so
Excellent.
big support here for the Dota 2 Canada Cup
Yes.
from you guys.
Shout out to all of the Brazilian viewers as well. I know you guys love your Dota, and you're always coming out in full force watching, of course, these big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to everybody for joining us here. And, well, it's been a pleasure. We're going to head out of here, guys. Take it easy.